Frequency of love, man. Listen, we all know that we here right now, man. And truth be told, we can't do nothing without love. You know what I'm saying? Like, realistically speaking, everything that we have, everything that we are, everything that we do is purely for the essence of love. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just talking to my mans about this, and I was like, yo, like, we get dressed. We keep ourselves apart, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we keep our attire correct, and we do these things as men, not even, getting into the, after aspect, but we make sure we're groomed for women. You know what I'm saying? We make sure we're, successful for our family. We do these things externally speaking for the betterment of others, which is why when I make my videos, I always say, no matter what your ambitions may be, no matter what your intentions are, no matter what you may perceive is the reason you're doing something, authentically speaking, you're doing what you're doing to help somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter how it may look, or no matter what the optics are, whatever the case may be, like, you're doing this to help change the world. You're helping inspire someone. You're helping bring someone peace, serenity, freedom. And it's like, you don't have to try to do what you are. The reason, honestly, like, why I am who I am and I do what I do is because everybody, and I believe this solely in my heart, bro. This isn't something that I just figuratively, like, made up or just words I'm speaking. This is like frequency of vibration, bro. Like, everybody has something about them that can help push the culture forward. And what I mean by the culture is the unification of the world, right? No matter if you're black, no matter if you're white, Guyanese, Liberian, whatever the case may be, like, your gift, no matter what you may quantify it as, if it's the president of the United States or if it's the janitor at McDonald's, you're helping inspire and helping change someone's life. The janitor at McDonald's is making sure that the figure eight is so sanctified and covered, right? You're making sure that these floors are so clean that even Jesus can't fall. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're making sure that these floors at McDonald's are literally so pristine that, like, you know what I'm saying, bro? You couldn't even not miss your blessings. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying this shit to troll or anything, bro. Like, I mean this shit when I say it. It's like, if we can start looking at each other, right, as human beings and not as dollar signs, not as objects, not as inferior or superior, not as anything above us, not as God, right? If we can look at ourselves as human beings having a human experience, and our human experience is not only teaching us how to advance in all forms of facets, but moving through this 3D world, it's allowing us the privilege to dimension shift. Meaning, you could be in the 3D dimension, but also have a mind frame that's in the 7D, that's in the 9D, that's in the 5D, that's in the 4D, whatever the case may be, right? And the blessing, right, that the universe brings, the literally, like, the gift that you are to the world is your own. You know what I'm saying? Like, every day that I get to wake up and live out my purpose is a job well done. Every day that I get to wake up and be authentically myself is a job well done. Every day that I get to wake up and authentically do what I know I love to do is a job well done. No matter if I'm getting millions, billions, no matter who's around, no matter who's watching, no matter the subscriber count, it's like, we have to realize that everybody has been tapped, and therefore meaning everybody has been tapped. They've been tapped with a specific thing, and that specific thing is the shaping of the world. It's like, we have rainbows for a reason. Everything universally correlates, right? You can't have good without bad. You can't have up without down. The duality of relationships, right? The polarity of certain things. Everything has to have some form of significance to human life and the existence of Earth, because we're all on this blue ball in the middle of space, right? Living out this third dimensional experience. And the people that tap into that factor of the love, even the hate, like the downfall, the adversity, the trial and tribulation, it all leads back to one thing. It leads back to love of self. Right? When you can go through trauma, you can go through pitfalls, you can go through disrespect, you can go through hatred, you can go through hills and valleys and all of these different things, right? And you can consistently be yourself. You can consistently show up as yourself. You can consistently be yourself. You can consistently operate as yourself. What you start to see is not only is God able to use you more, he's able to push you forward and further. But what actually happens is while you're having this human experience, you meet people that you can generally call a friend, an ally. You build a tribe, right? While you're having this human experience, you're able to meet women. You're able to experience women, right? You're able to dive into their universe, figuratively and literally, right? So not only is this experience very much an anomaly, but the universe that we have around us, the universe that you have, the universe that everyone has, is very important, because these worlds coming together, these minds coming together, right? These instrumentations coming together creates a very beautiful sound. It creates a very beautiful sonic, like appropriate instrumentation of the entire universe. Like literally the words that I'm speaking could be words of freedom. It could be words of liberation. It could be words of growth. It could be words of prosperity. It could be words vice versa. If someone's in a lower state, it could be words of detriment, right? It could be words of hate. It could be words of fear. It could be words of all of these things, right? But once again, if you never experience hate, you can't experience love. If you never experience financial insecurity, you can never truly understand, right, what financial security does mean, and how appreciative and genuinely how much gratitude is required, right? Not only from God, but just in general. Because once again, if this is a universe that we're on and we're all like literally existing in and experiencing, then we know that certain issues, certain dilemmas, right, certain individuals' lives are different from yours, right? And this could be a good thing and a bad thing, right? But this is why I say, don't have judgment, bro. Like, your universe is your universe because your life story is your life story, and because you're chronologically, right, so to speak, this chapter of your life is opening a page, and it could be opening a page not only for you but for someone else, right? Your illustration of your life, your dichotomy, your, you know what I'm saying, your upbringing, you know, the things that you think are so small, the things that you think are so satire, the things that you downplay, could be somebody's like literal like bro, it could be somebody's synopsis. It could literally be somebody's way of expressing themselves, teaching someone how to verbally get the words and articulate them the way that they want to, right? Like, your podcast could be the reason someone changes the whole trajectory of their future family lineage, but they needed that little spark of vibration from you to conducively put that into the world, and so that the manifestation could materialize, right? So yeah, we got problems. We don't have to identify with them. There's issues in the world that are real issues. We don't necessarily have to look at these things as the end all be all, bro. Because once again, you're gonna wake up every day, right? And it's a difference from having gratitude, right? And it's a difference from being in psychosis, right? Psychosis, what happens is nothing that you do is ever enough. You never have enough info. You never have enough money. You never have enough substance. You'll never have enough depth. You'll never have enough, like, all of these things that we say over and over again, not knowing that we're programming ourselves every day by what we say. But not only are we programming ourselves, we're creating the reality that we have to live in, right? There's a reason why certain people say, that this experience that you are experiencing currently, right, in this 3D could feel like heaven or hell. Because depending on the reality and the timeline that you're on, that's literally your entire depiction. Everybody wakes up and has difference of opinion, difference of emotions, right? Difference of experiences. But how regulated is your nervous system, right? What do you say in the mirror to yourself? Not externally speaking, not externally eating, not externally sourcing. Bro, what are you doing for you? What are you intaking in your mind, right? What are you putting into your hemisphere? What are you putting in your vicinity? What energy is around you right now? Because we're so quick to go grab something. We're so quick to go ask somebody something. We're so quick to go outside, but not realizing it's like, bro, how about I ask myself why I keep drinking? How about I ask myself why I keep lusting, right? How about I ask myself why I'm still broke? How about I ask myself why I'm not where I want to be? How about I ask myself why I'm not living the life that I know in my mind I should be? Because once again, the universe, say this all the time, does not care about your feelings. Doesn't. Universe cares nothing about how you feel. Why? Because everything is a feeling experience. Life is a feeling process. So therefore, you could feel sad today and be feeling like you're on a pill tomorrow. You could be feeling like you're in total bliss right now and be in sadness in an hour. So if the universe was off of feeling your feelings, then that world would be at more of a disarray than people perceive it actually is already. So if you want the specific life, if you want a specific bank account, if you want a specific relationship with God, with your wife, with your friends that you have, your tribe, so to speak, and the people in life that you truly love, that love you and pour into you and pray for you and love you and check on you and really appreciate you for you just being you, not because of your monetary gain, right? Not because of how you look, right? Not because of the car you drive. It's because genuinely, just as a human being, you're a breath of fresh air to be around. That's it. It's not because of everything that's going on. It's just because, bro, you're really that guy. You're really that girl. And what I'm saying is like, being around you is a blessing, right? So therefore, you have to carry yourself as such, right? And this is why I talk so much about authenticity. It's like, when you can walk in your authenticity, you start to realize that the things that didn't serve you prior, you understand why they never could be a part of your journey. You stop questioning the people that left. You stop questioning the things that aren't in your life. You stop questioning the positions, right, that people are in, that people are experiencing. You stop judging people, and you just start literally just experiencing, right? The only reason why people that are so-called spiritual or that tap into self get stuck in psychosis is because they're thinking that it's so much more to gain. They're thinking that it's so much more to accomplish. They're thinking that life is just this gimme thing, rather than just, bro, you're gonna be the greatest because you already are. It's already set in stone. You already set your spiritual contract before you got here, nigga. You're gonna be the biggest. You're gonna be the most self-aware. You're gonna have that gift and that knack of intelligence. You're gonna have that gift of entertainment. You're gonna have that gift of computer, like literature. You're gonna have that gift of physical work ethic. You're gonna have that gift and that grit of charisma, because that's just who you are. So if you're trying to be who you already are, attempting to continue to have this form of like overworking mindset, like if I just work, it's gonna make me more than who I already am. If I just work, what do you sound like a fucking robot? Because bro, you're already doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're already doing the work you're supposed to be doing. They say faith without work is dead, but if your faith isn't in correct factor, what the fuck are you doing anyway, right? If you're moving in alignment and your faith is is misdirected and it's in the wrong area, then what the hell are you even doing in the first place? You could be working 100 hours a week. If it's misdirected, it's irrelevant, right? Which is why I tell people, I'm like, when you actually are trying to be somebody who can actually leave something behind, who can inspire, the biggest human act is to inspire. When you are actually someone who was put here to move mountains, to break barriers, to break generational curses, and to do these things, bro, stop questioning the fact of who you are. Stop questioning your indifference, bro. Stop questioning the fact of how genuine you are. Stop questioning how different you are, bro. And embrace these things. Embrace who you are so that God can give you the life that you want. So God can give you the life that you signed up for, bro. So God can give you the life that you are meant to live. But if you continue to keep feeling like you're a victim, that life is happening to you and not for you, that things are not aspiring for your betterment and things are not always looking up for you, you'll forever remain at what some would call the bottom. And it's not necessarily the outlook or the optics of the bottom. This is the whole aspect of what vibration you're on, because this is what you did to yourself. Once again, bro, delusion is the key. In order for you to break out of this reality that the world has conformed for you, right? To tell you that you can only work a 9 to 5, to tell you that you can only live here, to tell you that you can only make this much money, to tell you that you can only look this good, to tell you that you can only feel this good, to tell you that you can only be this close, right, to the creator, right? That you are only this particular individual, that you are one-dimensional, that you can do this one thing. And they just continue to, it's like almost like an affirmation detriment. It's just continue to just keep putting that on you your whole life. That's probably all you heard. Go do this because this is all you can do, right? Don't do that because it might not work out, right? Don't take that risk because that can happen. And these are all from people who are living subpar lives. Whether if they're comfortable with them or not, they never did anything that you're about to do. They never was even they wasn't even able to step into the shoes that you wear, bro. And yes, those shoes get bigger. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's like, once again, bro, carnated how many times, that doesn't really matter. It's irrelevant. You're here, bro, and you get to experience this thing. And if you really wanted to go how you wanted to go, you would want this to be your last ride, depending on where you at mentally, and depending on, that's just how you feel. It is what it is. But I know for me, it's gonna be my last time. We ain't no do-overs. We ain't going to the goulash and come. Nah, nigga, we out of here. We gonna get this shit done this time. We gonna do this shit right. We gonna make sure it's done correctly, and we gonna get the fuck on. But ultimately, in order to live the life that is fulfilled, you have to be at peace with your decisions, right? With the risks you take, with the mindset you have, with the words you speak, with how you present yourself, with how you are presented, so that the world and the universe can give you the abundance that you are, can give you the opportunities that you are, because everything is coming from you. Nothing comes outside of you. You are that thing. Money is not important if you don't spend it. It's irrelevant if you don't spend it. It's literally null and void, right? Cars, null and void. If we don't drive them, they'll sit, they'll rust, and they'll deteriorate. We aren't anything without each other. Men need women and women need men. So don't get caught up in the Instagram bullshit. Don't get caught up in social media ideals. Please don't get indoctrinated by people and systems that are literally programming us, like they're literally programming us all to be just guinea pigs and alienate each other and isolate from each other and just look at each other and point fingers at each other like if this is the Spider-Man meme and we just all like, bro, that's bullshit. We need each other. We are love. We are human beings and we were put here to coexist. If this was not the case, this would not be how this whole thing transpired, obviously speaking. So, once again, your universe is in your hands. You are the key. You have all the answers. You are infinite, right? A dollar amount can't define your worth, right? a body count, like a body count can't define your greatness. It can't define who you are truly, right? Amount of cars and jewelry and clothes can't define your magnificence. It just can't. It can't quantify it. And every time that you try to, right? Every time that you try to pacify yourself, every time that you try to just isolate yourself and subside yourself and make you this small thing, is the more that you're going to continue to keep getting reminded by the world that that's who you are. But the more that you make space for yourself, meaning mentally, physically, spiritually, the more that you cut off dead weight, the more that you cut off things that do not serve you, right? The more that you make room for positivity, good energy, good people, is the more that that's going to align in your life. The more that that's going to magnetize to you. The more that these opportunities are going to become you. Because like I said prior, nothing happens outside of you. Nothing aligns outside of you. Everything is you. So therefore treat it as such. Because once again, when it's all said and done, we get to ride this ride one time. When it's all said and done, we get to do this thing one time. So if I was you, hey, I would enjoy this shit. Love y'all, man. Keep going. Stay prosperous. Stay consistent. Hey, man. I'm outside in the grass and shit, too. You feel me? Get your ass in some grass, my nigga. Hey, look. Everything that you are has already been illustrated. You mark your path. You walk your path. And you consistently show up every day as yourself to continue to keep making that. Making sure everything that you do is on your accord. Everything that you want, you already got it. Everything that you think you are, it's already right here. Everything that you think that you need, it's already within. I'm out. I'm gone.